Hello, my friends, and welcome to my library garden. I appreciate you so much for joining me today. Today's video is going to be a poll about the overview of what to look for in the new year. Happy New Year, by the way. So let's go ahead and get into it, and I hope that you enjoy. I went ahead and pulled the cards ahead of time just because I know that it's going to be a longer video, and so I don't want to keep too long on just picking out cards. So I'm going to do the pool like how I did the one last night for the end of 2024. So I'm going to do it quarterly, so January, February, March, and then a theme, and then so forth. So I have January, February, and March here with two theme pools. And so this is going to be 5 cards for this one. So for January, I have the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords. Now something to look out for this month is being right isn't always what's important. You don't always have to have the last word. So sometimes it's important just to save your energy and direct it towards a more positive outcome. So that's just something to look for in January. Now, for February, we have the 2 of Wands for February. So this one can represent decision making, and so it's important to turn your passion into a plan and make the necessary decisions that you need to achieve your goals. And that's just the lookout for February. March, the theme is going to be the 7 of Wands reversed. 7 of Wands reversed. Now for this one, it can show that you might have some obstacles that you're facing, and they can start feeling overwhelming, but it's important not to give up and not to allow any aggressive, overbearing, or competitive behavior to take place. This is just part of the journey that's happening, so those obstacles are put in place. They're supposed to be there. Just learn how to navigate through them. That's what to look out for in March. And then the overall themes we have for the first quarter of the year that's going to come up is the King of Swords and the 4 of Wands. Let's see those. So with the King of Swords, it's telling you to navigate truth and fact. And so make sure when you're really just making decisions or navigating through life that you're thinking with facts and not with your heart. Make sure you're thinking with your mind and not your heart. Follow it. Because sometimes we tend to rely on like emotions or opinions, and that doesn't always get us to where we're going. So it's important to have a clear mind and pray for a sound mind. Going back to the 5 of Swords, directing that energy on a positive outcome, having a clear mind, right? 7 of Wands, don't let that overpowering aggressive behavior get the best of you. Keep that sound mind. Pray for a sound mind, not clouded by judgment, just followed through with truth and fact. And then our 4 of Wands that we have means to celebrate foundations that you have built and to be ready because you may be approaching a milestone. This is a gathering of 2 people, a ceremony is gathering, so there could be a milestone approaching to celebrate with others. So be happy in that foundation that you have built. Now, I have the next cards here. So for April, we have the Star reversed. So we're coming into some big energy here in April. So this can show that challenges may be overwhelming. Okay, this goes back to the, let's see, where is it? The Seven of Wands. Those overwhelming feelings, those overwhelming obstacles. The Star shows that there may be some overwhelming challenges that you can come into contact with. This is April. So just be aware. Sometimes this can show that it means your faith has wavered based on what's going on. The obstacles seem too much. You're not really having faith in what's next to come, in the higher, being higher power and higher yourself. So really just reflect on where the hopelessness in your life is coming from, where that feeling is coming from, and build faith and positivity during April. A good time to build faith and positivity. Okay, then next we have the Death card. This is a period of transition here that we are seeing. So it's important, this is for May, to look at what's not serving you and let go of what is not serving you. There's going to be a challenge for you to transform. Think of it like the caterpillar and the cornucopia becoming a butterfly. Now for June, we have Temperance. Now this is the third major card that we're getting. So in the second quarter of 2025, there's going to be a lot of big energy that's going on and a lot of big energy that's coming your way. So be aware for that. Be prepared for that. Build that faith. Be ready to shed what's not serving you. With Temperance here, we're seeing that there's a highlight of patience and moderation. And some kind of balance that you're seeing. The Two Cups, you see she's balancing out, moderating it, balancing it. Avoid extremes. So in June, make sure you know what you want and have peace, and do not go to those extremes. Keep those emotions in check. Going back to that Seven of Wands, seems that that's a pretty prominent card that we got. That's going to be a pretty big overall card that I'm seeing here that we're going back to. And then our overall theme card is going to be the Seven of Swords. So it's important to be aware that something might be wrong and you're avoiding it. Maybe that's why you have that hopelessness and that lack of faith, is because you're avoiding what's going on. You're waiting for it to pass, and it's not because you're just avoiding it. So make sure to look out for that and determine whether or not things are going to serve you. Because if they're not going to serve you, you want to be ready to transform and let go of what's not serving you. So, make sure that you're, making sure that you learn if you need to face it, turn from it, whatever you need to do. But it's always important to know you work through things. Don't work to get over it, work to get through it. Okay? So the next cards. Alright, some more big energy. So July, we have the Sun. So again, all these major arcana, you are getting a lot of big energy coming your way in 2025. That's huge. A lot of transformation energy, a lot of big energy. Milestones that you're hitting, positivity, achieving your goals. Just navigating through everything. So a lot of big energies coming your way. So in July, what we're seeing with the Sun, this represents a period of joy, a time of abundance. This is a card of both vitality and strength. It's a very powerful card. The Sun is a very powerful card. So it's important to reflect on your life of joy and fulfillment. This is a card of success, and just be happy and be grateful for where you are, where the year has brought you. This is July. So that's the second half of the year, beginning the second half. So for August, we have the Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, so this is really important, saying not to suppress your emotions, because they'll bottle and blow up. So going back to that Seven of Wands, where you didn't want to let your emotions take over and take control, you want to make sure that you're not just going back and blocking those out, okay? You want to make sure that you're really finding a healthy way to navigate through your emotions, because if you bottle them up, you're going to blow up. Okay, so that's what that's showing us. And then in September, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this can be showing that a new beginning is on the way. Okay, this can be in the physical world. So maybe if there's a new job coming, maybe a new family member, or a wedding, or it could be a new job, a new schedule, a new routine. Maybe your shifts got switched up at work. Maybe you decided to start a diet or something. But something is showing that in September, a new beginning is going to be on the horizon. Something that you find that is going to be coming new. Okay? This is a card of safety, stability, and also comfort. So make sure that you just notice that for September, that it is going to be a good time of new beginnings that will lead to prosperity and comfort. The overall theme for that third quarter of the year that we have is going to be the Three of Swords reversed. And this is going to say that moving forward after a hard time can definitely be difficult, but it's important to rise again and express your emotions and enjoy life, because everything, comes back to being whole again, and everything comes back to being okay. So even though it's difficult after you're knocked down, just be sure to get up, because that Ace of Pentacles, a beginning is on the horizon, everything good is coming your way. And so make sure you're prepared for that, because that third quarter is going to be really impactful and really emotional for you. So just be ready for that this new year. And then, let's see. Next I have the last quarter of the year. So here I'm seeing the Two of Cups in October. So this is a representation of a unity. So going back to those other cards, this could be either a physical relationship, a physical manifestation of something. So a unity of two becoming one. Like I said, a wedding or a big change that's coming, another baby, or maybe you're having a business partnership, something. But there's some kind of unity that's going to come up in October. And so that is just going to represent that equality and strength. So make sure you look out for that in October, okay? Now, in November, we have the Five of Wands. Now, this can represent conflict, okay? So you just came into that new unity, that new partnership. There could be some kind of conflict that happens. Maybe you weren't expecting it, especially because something just came together. But conflict happens. It's important to remember that that's normal. Don't bottle up those emotions. Treat them healthily. All of these are connected. Going back to August, that August card, the Queen of Cups. Okay? The Queen of Cups. You want to make sure that you're not suppressing your emotions and that you're communicating with that conflict. Okay, then we have the Nine of Wands. A lot of emotional energy here with the Wands. Okay, so this means that a big challenge can be coming up. It may be underway. There might be some feelings of strife, of betrayal, but there's good outcomes. And so going back to the October and November, the Two of Cups and the Five of Wands, with those, it's important that you keep your emotions in check, because you've built a hard foundation, and you want to make sure that you realize that good is on the way, and that good is still there. You just gotta hold out that positivity. And then the theme for the last quarter of the year is going to be the Hanged Man, and that is going to be reversed. So it's important to remember in this unity that you've that you've brought, that you've discovered, that you're not giving too much and receiving too little in return. Your time is valuable. Your everything that you give is valuable. So make sure that you are getting something in return, and that you're not just pouring out and having nobody pour back into you. There's always another way to look at things. There's always another way in the midst of a resolution. So just make sure that you're looking out for that and looking out for you ultimately. So what I'm seeing out of this poll is March is going to be one of the biggest moves and months of the year for you. So going back to that Seven of Wands, we go back to those obstacles feeling overwhelming and not giving up. Don't allow that aggressive behavior, that competitive behavior, that strifeful behavior to take over. This is part of your journey. So this is just showing that 2025 is going to be a huge journey for you. That January and February is really going to be looking at achieving your goals and relishing in what happened in 2024, but March is going to have huge energy for you in 2025, and just be ready for that. Make sure that you're looking how to maintain your emotional maturity and maintain what you've set forward for yourself. Make sure you're navigating through obstacles with truth and fact, and make sure that you're relying on your intellect, your smarts, your education. Rely on all the things that you know to be true. Have a clear mind, a sound mind. Pray for that. Make sure you keep that faith. We saw that with the with the star. You want to make sure that you're keeping that faith and finding that faith, okay? The obstacles are overwhelming, but don't give up and keep going, okay? It's going to be a year. 2025 is going to be a year for you. And whether it's good or bad is going to be up to you. But you need to make sure that you're making the most of it and keeping yourself in check mentally, emotionally, physically. That you're giving yourself the positivity you need to and reassurance, but you're also taking accountability, reassuring yourself. We saw a lot of good cards. And so really the main theme that I saw overall was that even though the obstacles are going to be overwhelming, just don't give up. And then, let's see. I wanted to pull a card for you out of my rituals bag. My deck that I think is so cute. I love it. The gold trim on it is beautiful. But I pulled out for you today the abundance card. And so make sure that you appreciate the abundance that you've already been given, and that you pray for the abundance and be open to receiving the abundance that is yet to come your way, because again, it's going to be a big year. It's going to be fruitful. It's going to be bountiful. So make sure you make the most of it and pray for that abundance. When you feel like you need filled up, going back to, pouring out and pouring into yourself. When you feel like you're lacking, make sure you remember that you're abundant, your life is abundant, and that you are just wonderful and amazing. And I just want to thank you all so much for joining me. It's been so fun being able to start my channel in the last month and stuff. And so thank you all for joining me, and I hope you continue to join me in 2025. If you want a personal reading, go ahead and just drop a comment down below, and I definitely will give you one. So if you liked the video, please like, comment, or subscribe. And thank you so much. Happy New Year!